I didn't realize it was the abs pack. But
Yeah, we on that ass pack right now for the running gun episode. What, 4?
episode
Smoking
4.
the ass pack. Smoking that ass pack.
I'm with it. I like it. I did not. We didn't plan this out, but we did it anyway. And I actually like this. Actually, this is something I can get with. We ought to do like a Bucks and a Saints jersey next week or something, just to plan
Hmm.
it out, something like that.
Nah, both of them are poverty. Why we repping poverty right now?
So what do you want us to do? Get Mahomes jerseys?
Now we gotta get Russ jerseys.
Bros, who? Not Russell Wilson.
Refs, not
Oh,
Russ.
you said Russ. I was about to say.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
I was gonna be either Russell Wilson, Russell Westbrook. I'm not buying either jersey. But
Nah.
but yeah, folks, welcome to tonight's episode of the Running Gun Podcast. I'm JPeeps, as you know.
And I'm having a fight with the light right now.
He'll figure that out eventually. He done seen the light and he will figure it out. But as always, we got a good episode for y'all tonight. We got a lot of stuff actually. As you know, it's time to have a conversation about family basketball. I know a lot of you think we don't pay attention to it because it's not football season, but we've been paying attention. So it's time to have the conversation about it. And we're going to talk about a lot of statistics with it too.
Oh wow, we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We're going to recap this Super Bowl that some people call controversial.
I've seen worse calls than that.
Um,
After 2 minutes and settle in. Oh, wow, it shows Facebook love now.
yeah,
That's new.
no, I like it. It worked. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. But yeah, we're gonna talk about all of that stuff. We got a lot of stuff in hot topics as well because a lot of interesting things have happened worldwide and right here at home. And there's something big going down in here in Daytona this coming weekend.
And we should have started off with prayers for Michigan State.
Yeah, I guess we can start off with that. Prayers out
Lots
to
of prayers for.
senseless violence, man. It's got to stop at some point, man. It does. We have an issue in this country that needs to be addressed, and for some reason, it's sad to say, but it feels like the people at the top, as long as they're making money, they really don't care. They don't care, and just that's the way it is. But yeah, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll dive more into it and stuff in the hot topics part of the show. Intros next.
Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna go do the Wii Live and run that intro.
Of course, you know it. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to.
And you are listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
All right. Wow, that intro flew by. That intro.
I couldn't even see it. My browser. It said my browser would not play the intro. I don't even get it. It just wants to act up. It played on YouTube, but I don't. Whatever.
Yeah, look, as long as the people out there can see it, that's what matters most.
If they can see it, it's fine. I don't need to see because I know what's in it.
So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Of course. So, first thing on the ledger tonight, FAMU basketball. who is currently sitting within. Oh my goodness! Actually, let me pull this up so I can actually be precise with this. Who is sitting at an abysmal 3-10 right now in their record. They just lost actually to Alcorn 67-64 in a hard fought game. Alcorn actually is one of the top teams. Is actually the best team in the SWAC. Lost by 3, but 3-10, man. Even if you get into the tournament, I'm gonna go ahead and call it what it is. This season's a wash. It's a wrap. I'm sorry to be a negative Nancy, but I mean even you would agree with me, I'm sure.
I can't say nothing against it. Me. Yeah, 3-10 is rough.
Look, we'll praise them when they're winning, but we're not going. We can't. Ain't much to really say when they're bad. It's really not. I think I already answered this question right now. How do you figure it out? Coach McCollum's team this year's already over. I'm sorry. Even when you get to the tournament, you're going to probably get knocked out in the first 2 rounds. It's over. They lost a lot of talented guys like MJ Randolph. So, a lot of young talent needs to mature and come up. I'm going to read a couple of these stats off to you. The team's leading scorer, Jordan Tillman, averages 10.5 points per game. Now, Ace, tell me, does that get it done? Wait, okay, I couldn't hear
No,
you,
it
Ace.
does not. Oh, I said nope.
Oh,
I'm just my mic. Don't mind me. I said yeah, that's not very good, even at that level, to get it done as your leading scorer.
and then I'm going to show you the stats of a team that's actually leading their conference later on. 57 points, 57.5 points per game, 68.1 free throw percentage, 38.3 field goal percentage. Let Ace go ahead and do what he will with those numbers.
Same again?
68.1 free throw percentage, 38.
Yoish. That's all I gotta say. Yoish. That is not good. 62%, bro.
68.
I don't think I have 68.
68.
Okay.
It's a little better.
Okay. It's a little better. It's better than LeBron's free throw percentage right now, but still not good as a team.
Fair
That
enough.
is like horrible.
There you have it.
So you're even 4 points for every 10 points essentially on the table, or 3 points for every 10 points on the table.
Basically, it's not good.
Yeah, that's not very very good,
And then 38.3% from the field goal and field goals.
For the field.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Or for a team that's averaging
That's a
57.
lot of empty positions.
For a team that's averaging.
But are they just missing the shots, or they're just not getting open for the shots?
I feel like it's a mixture of both, honestly. It's a blend of both. Because I'll be real with you, from what it sounds like and from what I hear, and from when I do catch glimpses of the games, it looks like the lunch hour rush at not Planet Fitness, but at LA Fitness.
LA Fitness.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the 5 o'clock rush at the Y. You ever go check out the Y at 5 o'clock?
Dude, I used to work
Yeah,
at
you just a bunch of guys and you're just watching the games being played, and you're like,
I used to work at the Y, dude. I know how pitiful that basketball is. I know. A lot of weekend warriors out there and stuff, basically just going out there thinking that they're Kevin Durant.
cardio. That's essentially what they're doing right now. Cardio.
Exactly. Nobody doing nothing but just running up and down the court. A few fouls here and there, a couple lucky shots here and there, but that's it. But yeah, that's essentially what it is. But aside from that, like I said, that's season basically over. You also have Alcorn and Grambling at the top of the SWAC battling it out, who could be teams that might honestly sneak into the NCAA tournament, which are two teams you don't normally see because from the SWAC, it's usually more often than not been Texas Southern in the NCAA tournament.
They're averaging only less than 60 points a game, though. FAMU, I mean.
Oh yeah, 57.5.
That is just rough. And 38% field goal percentage. You get that up to at least 45, which is still bad, but at least it's halfway decent. You're up to almost average. on that alone.
Below average play, man. It's not good enough.
That's a lot of shots on the table.
Like I said, I'm going to try to give Coach McCollum
It's
a
a
grace
wash.
period because, there's a lot of experience left off of this team last year. So hopefully, and it's so hard with college basketball now because everybody's so used to doing the one and done and heading to the league so fast. But I mean, with this roster and stuff, hopefully a lot of guys do decide to come back as they need to, quite honestly, and just stick around. In the MEAC though, I'm gonna read this off to you. Howard leads the MEAC. Here's their numbers. 70. They average 70.
Howard has always been good though.
Honestly,
basketball wise.
In that conference, the top dogs traditionally here recently have been it's been NC Central, who has a good coach, Lavelle Moten, and then also Coppin State has been a pretty good team. They've made the tournament a few times. And then, oh my gosh, who else was it? Norfolk State made the tournament. I believe they pulled off the upset a few years ago. So it hasn't always been Howard probably has been in the thick of it, but this year they are at the top of it, averaging 75 points per game, 72.6 free throw percentage, and a 46.5 field goal percentage.
Big difference. Like I said, if you got FAMU up to 45%, you'd probably have 2 more wins already. Definitely 3.
I would agree.
Or 4 more wins, definitely 3 wins, I should say, because they're 3-10, right?
They are currently a 3-10 ball club, and we're basically on the home stretch to the March Madness tournament, and I don't see them getting in. I don't see them even making it past the second round in the SWAC tournament. So that tells you what you need to know right there.
Well, I wish they had women's volleyball be good.
Yeah, women's volleyball won the SWAC. Women's volleyball won the SWAC. You have oh my goodness, I had the stat right here. SWAC softball standings. You got FAMU, who actually was playing a game at Florida State today.
You know what's the saddest part about this, though, with FAMU's basketball? They're getting sponsored by LeBron, and that's what they're doing.
I didn't even want to say it. I didn't
know you didn't want to say that. Just clicked in my head. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Ain't LeBron sponsoring them right now?
I ain't even want to say it, man.
That ain't a good look.
I
can't get over the 38% field goal percentage and 68 team average. Good.
I didn't even want to say it, dude.
Oh.
When
I play, I was like at least 80%. Come on, it's like I don't get this 68%. Like, unless you're all centers on your team, like the guards have no business being shooting that bad from free throw line.
Thank you. Now,
I don't know enough about FAMU basketball to be judging too much.
Oh, don't worry. You can watch the game sometimes on FAMU's athletic page on Facebook, but
I get score updates from Valley Sports when I'm watching the Magic games. On the bottom right, they have the FAMU scores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not always that good.
Like I said, dude, I check it every now and again, and I'm just like, dude, what's going on? What is going on? But honestly, to answer this question here, I think Howard could be a Cinderella. Them or somebody that we have not heard of, like how we hadn't heard of St. Peter's and how we hadn't for a while heard of, UMBC, or what was it? Oh my gosh, with Sister Jean, what was the school? Loyola
Chicago.
Yeah,
Loyola Chicago.
So, I mean, Howard could be one of those teams maybe this year in the NCAA tournament. They could prove to be.
Hey, what happened to that guy from St. Peter's? Didn't he transfer to a bigger school?
Dude, that whole roster transferred out. Basically, they poked roster so hard.
Yeah, that was rough for them.
It was bad. It
We'll
was.
save that for college basketball.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
Anything else for HBCU?
Not
Besides
really.
Howard being the Cinderella?
I mean, if you had to decide right now, who would you take if the SWAC tournament came down to, which it likely will if it came down to Alcorn or Grambling?
Every time I used to pick Alcorn in football, they always let me down, so I'm taking Grambling.
Why you don't? See, I'll say I'll do you like this. Okay, here you go. So, well, actually, in the conference, FAMU's 3-10. They're 5-19. To be fair, so we'll give them two. They get 2 more wins. So
And
overall,
also 9 more losses.
stop. So we're going to be generous. We're going to be nice here about this. Alcorn is 11-2, 14-11 overall. Not the best pound for pound record as far as win percentage goes in the SWAC, though. Best conference record, so they're in first. Grambling at 10-3, 17-8 in the conference, or 17-8 overall. They have the better win percentage right now. They, in my opinion, should get the number 1 seed because I feel like if they saw Alcorn on the hardwood, they'd probably beat Alcorn. But both are on 5 and 4 game winning streaks as well. So like I said, I think it's going to come down to either Alcorn or Grambling in the SWAC tournament. It's just a matter of is Grambling legitimately as good as their record indicates? Are they that much better than Alcorn? We don't know. We'll see. Actually, I'm trying to find what happened the last time the two played.
We got a comment from Ashton here.
If FAMU looked for the coaches for both women and men, who would y'all want?
Man, I can't name you a single coach outside of John Calipari now that Coach K is retired.
There's this homeboy at UNC. He's pretty good. He's a good mind.
Yeah, he's a new one too. I can't remember his name.
Oh my goodness. You have okay.
Yeah, I'm not good with college coaches' names.
All right, come here. Here, we got you. So UNC men's basketball, Hubert Davis. That's UNC's coach.
That's UNC's, yeah.
So
it was something Davis, and I'm like,
it's hard to gauge because it's with college basketball. You can always go off of certain coaching trees, like Coach K's coaching tree. You could probably go off of that one. You could go off of Roy Williams' tree and find maybe an assistant that works for Hubert Davis now, somebody like that. If you were to move on from Coach McCollum and Coach Pillow, or even Coach Don Staley at South Carolina, if you were to move on from Coach Pillow after these very brief years, maybe go and find an assistant that worked under Coach.
If you're going women's basketball, poach a coach from either South Carolina, Notre Dame, or UConn,
or even LSU for that.
or LSU or Oregon. Also, I throw in those two as well. USF women's not been bad if you're going to go local.
Yeah. Now, see, that's the other thing.
USF's men's has been actually halfway decent this year.
See,
I don't go to college games at all.
That's also something that you have to take into consideration too. Though, is if you do move on, you got to find someone that's good, but someone that is within the pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may see some nice new toy that's coming from UNC that's got a whole lot of potential coming from Duke or somewhere like that. But are they within the price range? Or even heck, somebody from Baylor. Are they within the price range? If they aren't, you may have to settle for someone that's local, that's on the coaching staff at maybe a USF or a UCF that's been being groomed for a while.
UCF basketball is garbage.
Oh, I know they are. They are.
But they always puff out the chest on football, but everything else in UCF is actually garbage.
They've gone
except maybe softball every once in a while.
They've
or
gone
baseball every once in a while.
Ever since Taco Fall left, they went down. But honestly, to answer your question, that's tough, man. Because, Coach McCollum is a local guy. But I don't know. When you go on these recruiting trips to recruit when you're someone like Coach McCollum and Coach Pill, you can only say, but we're a LeBron school. We're a LeBron school. That only works but for so long. You gotta be able to sell more than just the LeBron jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think honestly, give them like I said, I think a little bit of it is these guys that are in now, they got to mature because guys like MJ Randolph are gone. So, and then you have the one and done with college basketball, which makes it recruiting in college basketball even that much more intense for the men
Mm-hmm.
and women because you don't have a guy for what 3 to 4 years anymore like you do in football. So it's you got to be on it like that. You can't
Mm-hmm.
go on the road in the off season. Heck, really, Coach McCollum could really just come down here to Tampa and just recruit all of Hillsborough County and probably be really, really better off. And maybe add a few.
There's some good. There's been some good basketball players coming out of Hillsborough County. Kevin Knox did not work out though.
You worked out in college.
College, yeah. NBA, we'll save that for hot topics.
Don't do that to that man. Oh my gosh. See, look, you don't
Whatever happened to Kobe Knox? Everybody was hyping up that man. Kobe Knox disappeared off the face of the planet.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Flashing here, he can't defend nobody from TC.
Well, the National Alumni President, LeBron deal only helped the brand and clothing, not the brand about that part. That part. That's very true. Honestly, if I had to tell you right now, I'd have more of my eggs in the basket of the women making the women, not the women basketball, but the women's softball team making the softball World Series or playing in that tournament. Honestly, if I had to tell you who I had more faith in right now, but that is a very true statement. All right, Ace. What else we got? Are we transitioning? I guess we are transitioning. All right.
I got nothing else. It's also been 22 minutes. So, yeah.
Very true. So interesting Super Bowl this weekend.
It was good until the last 2 minutes.
It honestly, look. I know everybody's gonna point to that and stuff.
It was just anticlimactic.
I'm gonna point to this right here. How many times were the Eagles actually caught off guard? Look, the Chiefs ran the same play twice. They
Just
simply
and flipped this. They literally did Madden and they just hit RT or whatever the right trigger is on
R2,
PlayStation and flipped
R2.
the play.
It's R2 or it's R1. It's R1 or R2. It's one of those. But yeah, they basically flipped the play on the goal line and got away with it twice. Why did the Eagles lose? That is why. Coupled with Jalen Hurts fumbling the ball.
He just
That's
dropped it. I'm like, what the hell, Jalen? Jalen just dropped the ball, and I'm like,
he had a James.
Jalen.
He had a James Winston play. He literally had a James Winston play. And then you have to look at this too. Both the Eagles' offensive and defensive coordinators are headed off to Indianapolis and Arizona. Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon, both headed off to Indy and Arizona.
Coaching, yes. Yep. Well, let me throw this one out. Someone brought it up, and I know they're gonna catch. I'm gonna catch flack if I say it, but I'm gonna still say it. You lost both your coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts will be due for 45 this in right now. 45 million.
That's about right.
Do you just listen to me, this is just an idea. Do you take 10, 30, and trade Fields for whatever, all the boatload of picks you want, and go up and get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud at 1?
Wait.
And you have a rookie deal for 5 years.
Wait, say that again. Say that again. I'm sorry.
You have 22 free agents on the Eagles right now, right?
I thought it was 11 pending free agents. I heard 11.
No, it's 22.
Ooh,
There's 11 major ones, 22 total.
okay.
You have 22 free agents on the roster. You lost both your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, and I think your run game guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, do you go and say, Hurts is gonna be due 45 million, give or take?
Ooh,
Probably gonna be
this
more,
I hope this isn't right. Fact check me on this. The Eagles
but
are in cap space total. In total, okay, total cap. The Eagles are, I guess, negative 1 million or negative 1.2 million.
that's not that bad. The Saints and the Bucks are like down under like 60 million right now.
Yeah, the Saints and the Bucks are both under, but they'll make some cuts and stuff and get rid of some people, of course. But
Oh, we can talk about the Saints later. I have my eye on something they're doing right now. It's kind of curious.
keep
And
keep
related to quarterbacks.
keep going
Keep
about.
going. All right, so yeah, so 22 free agents, lost both the coordinators. Just Jalen Hurts is due 45 million, give or take, a little bit more probably. Yeah. So do you go and you trade Fields? You probably get guaranteed 2 firsts at least minimum, and a couple of seconds probably. Do you take that plus number 10 plus number 20 or 30? I mean, and you go give it to Chicago and say, "Give me one,"
I don't think that they
and take
moved.
youngest route.
I don't think that they moved Jalen Hurts or
I don't
even.
think they shouldn't move Hurts. They should not move Hurts. I'm just saying, if you want to keep the roster intact and just have a rookie quarterback for 5 years
Honestly, I think they may
and
just.
build the roster out.
I get what you're saying, but I think they'd rather just struggle with their man. I think because he led them to a Super Bowl, so he's gonna be priority number one. He's gonna get taken care of first. But
Philly
you,
fans turn on you fast.
oh yeah, I know Philly fans will turn. They turn. They didn't even want They booed Donovan McNabb when he got drafted, and he turned out to lead them to a Super Bowl, multiple NFC championships, appearances, not wins, but championships.
But then again, they probably just keep Hurts. This was just a pointless conversation, and the Bears will end up trading Fields instead because there's been a lot of talk this week about Fields getting traded.
So
I wonder
yeah,
who said that a couple of months ago.
your boy is actually a pending free agent.
Yeah, I know Chauncey's a free agent.
Chauncey's a free agent. Miles Sanders is a free agent. Zach Pascal, Boston Scott,
James Bradbury,
James Bradbury, Jason Kelsey, Javon Hargrave, the South Carolina State defensive.
Brandon Graham,
Brandon Graham,
Fletcher
Robert
Cox.
Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Simwalu, Andre Dillard, Kazir White, TJ Edwards, Linval Joseph, Marcus Epps, Gardner Minshew, Tyree Jackson, Rick Lovato.
Yeah,
All
both Eagles starting safeties are free agents. Their other starting corner is a free agent. Both starting top 3 defensive tackles are free agents. Your top pass rusher is also a free agent. Starting center is a free agent. Wide receiver 3, and I don't know if 4 is. Am I missing somebody? I'm sure. And a starting linebacker. Yeah, are all free agents.
Kazir White.
And your quarterback's about to get 45 million.
Yeah, dude. See, they're paying Jalen Hurts that 45 million. They're gonna pay him. Let's see.
It's crazy to think the difference between mediocre quarterback in Daniel Jones and an MVP caliber quarterback in Justin Fields is $11 million. Because Daniel Jones is gonna get 36. No, $9 million. Not even 11. 9. Because Daniel Jones is gonna get 36 million, and Jalen Hurts is gonna get 45.
That's insane, man. And Jalen Hurts here in 2023, his cap hit is 4.8 million, basically.
Yeah, it'll go up. The extension won't hit for 2 years, so you got to keep that in mind.
Yes,
It will be this year and then next year because he's on his second round pick, so he doesn't have the 5th-year option. His will kick in next season, not this one coming up, but the next one.
Correct. So yeah,
and you also remember Devontae Smith is going to be due for his contract same year.
You can't keep everybody. Because honestly, now it's like because the only good thing is the salary cap is forever going up. But I'm telling you, dude, I don't know how they bring back. I'm gonna be generous with some of these guys. I don't know how you bring back
Brandon Graham's gone.
Brandon Graham's
I think
gone.
Chauncey's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Brandon Graham's gone. Chauncey's gone.
Fletcher Cox probably is gone.
Jason Kelsey, they'll
Kelsey
find.
will come back.
He
He'll
will
come back.
If they had won the Super Bowl, he would have
He would have
retired.
retired.
Fletcher Cox, I think.
Gone. They got Jordan Davis to replace him anyway.
Exactly. Boston Scott.
He was good.
But they've also got Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah.
Miles
Sanders should have fumbled 6, but we won't talk about that. The Eagles got away with one on that play.
So yeah, dude, that's rough.
The Eagles got some stuff they got to figure out.
They do, and that's what. Honestly, it's funny because we haven't even had free.
We haven't even talked about the winners yet. We've been talking about the losers.
Exactly, and it all this has happened, and Eagles fans are still saying, "Oh, we're going to win 11 to 14 games next year."
I said this: if Eric Bieniemy goes to Washington, which it seemingly feels like it's going to probably happen tomorrow, I would not be surprised if Washington has the 4th best record in the NFC East. In the NFC.
Washington?
I think they will have a better record than the Saints with Derek Carr.
Makes sense.
But it also depends on if Washington also goes and sends house from Lamar Jackson. Okay, let me rephrase it this way. It depends on Washington with the ownership situation. If the new owners get put in before free agency, I think they send house for Lamar. And I can see them being the best team in the NFC at that point. Now, if they don't get the new ownership in until later on in probably like June time, and they're stuck with Sam Howell, but they still got Bieniemy, I can see them as a top 5 team. For sure. Because you gotta remember, they did beat Dallas once this year already, and they beat Philadelphia once. So I'm not entirely worried about their schedule, and they have a 4th place schedule. While the Eagles have a 1st place, Dallas has 2nd, whatever. Dallas got issues. Dallas need either a running back or a wide receiver, but they're looking like they're keeping Pollard, so they definitely need a wide receiver.
Actually, let's look at that too. According to Spot Track, let's look at the Dallas Cowboys situation in the cap. So Dallas actually,
they're gonna franchise tag Tony Pollard.
They need to. They better. Dallas. Oh my goodness, where is
Zeke needs to take a pay cut, but he ain't gonna.
Dallas actually is at negative 7.6 million in cap space.
Yeah, that's like one restructure away. That Michael Parsons might break their cap though. That Michael Parsons extension is gonna break the cap for them.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to pay Michael Parsons. They're gonna have to franchise tag.
Trayvon Diggs is gonna be due same year too. I think same year.
Let's see. Active players. I just want the.
No, Parsons was a 1st round, so Parsons will have an extra year.
They picked 20.
Diggs is up next year, I think.
They have 20 players in eating up dead cap. Lyle Collins is eating up the most of it. Interesting.
Yeah, let's go talk about the Chiefs. I know we care about the Cowboys.
With the Chiefs, honestly, look, I'm telling you now, it goes back to what I said. It goes back to what I said about, Mahomes. Mahomes took the baton.
That ankle looked good.
It did. And he
in the last 2 minutes, I don't know what they gave him at halftime, but that ankle looked healthier than it was even before he got hurt.
It was a steroid shot, I'm telling you. It was a steroid shot. They gave him a steroid shot at halftime. And whatever it was, I'm not sure what type of steroid it was, but whatever it was, it rejuvenated him because he played with no pain. I'm sure that ankle is screaming. It was probably screaming throughout the whole entire Super Bowl parade, but they shot him with something because he came out rejuvenated.
And he ran 40 yards on it like it was nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. Now, but like I said, that team is the new top dog in the league. They are. And honestly, as far as this whole Eric Bieniemy thing goes, it doesn't surprise me if he decides to stay in Kansas City. Andy Reid in a few years, maybe hell, even after next year, is on his way out. Or he may just retire before fall camp starts like Bruce Arians did. You never know. It wouldn't shock me. And then Eric Bieniemy, if he doesn't go to Washington, inherits that roster. And then we're talking about
Even if he goes to Washington, I still think he gets the head coaching job. If Bieniemy doesn't get a head coaching job before Reid retires, no matter where he is in the league, Mahomes will probably make him head coach because Mahomes will pick the head coach.
Of course, of course. And even though they've gone at it one time because they didn't see eye to eye, and that was the Indianapolis game, I think that they lost. But quite honestly, those two are inseparable. The thing that you should not want in the league, what most people should not want, is to have Eric Bieniemy be named the head coach and Mahomes as QB. That is the worst thing that the league could let happen. Because if that happens,
Because that will be 10 plus years stuck to the hip.
exactly, and maybe another 4 Super Bowls for Kansas City off of that alone.
And that
Possibly,
gives Mahomes 6.
exactly. And they're going to be favored again next year to go back.
And you know the scariest part about Kansas City? And it's going to get swept on the radar because of his injury or whatever. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, if Justin Ross has a healthy neck, that's a big if now. Justin Ross is on that team.
The Eagles
Justin
have
Ross coming back.
back to the Super Bowl, but losing them coordinators put them in a question mark for me. Yeah, but,
They got the best quarterback in the conference. That's why they'll be favored. But
who the Eagles?
I am interested to. Yeah, Eagles got the best quarterback in the conference.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I am more interested to see what Chicago does. Because there are some couple of teams that could send house to Justin Fields and can probably compete with the Eagles while Chicago takes Young, which is seemingly like 50-50 right now at this point in time. While like 2 weeks ago it was more like 70-30 keeping Fields taking Young. Now
Mhm.
it's 50-50.
There's going to be a lot.
Fields and wait, Eagles have a great chance to go back at Super Bowls and yeah. So Kyler next year will be the second best quarterback because actually surprisingly Kyler and Gannon look tight when they met today.
See,
Gannon looked pretty chill with Kyler, so Kyler probably staying in Arizona. They're not gonna go quarterback. Kyler will be back probably November, shake off the rust, be ready to go in 24. And with that, you're probably gonna have another bad year, another top pick. Would it surprise me if they go the offensive lineman from Georgia or Ohio State at 3, but it would probably be more if Jalen Carter or Will Anderson is there, they replace JJ Watt and beef up the D line. But Kyler is the second best quarterback in that conference right now. But if Bryce Young goes to Chicago and Justin Fields gets traded elsewhere in the NFC, those are the next two top quarterbacks in the NFC. Dak just he lost my confidence after that San Francisco game. He cost them that game. You can't tell me otherwise. Lamb was cooking them, and he went to Gallup. Who Gallup is cooked. He needs to go, but they can't get rid of him because of his contract. Yeah, so Dak in my mind is probably top 5 in the conference, but he ain't top 4. If Fields goes elsewhere in the NFC and Young heads up to Chicago, those will be the top 4 quarterbacks. Then you got Kirk Cousins, your Daniel Jones. I'm interested to see what happens with Carolina because it wouldn't surprise me. The Saints have all this chatter with Derek Carr right now, right?
facts.
I wouldn't surprise me if the Panthers snipe New Orleans for him.
Derek Carr.
I think Reich likes Carr. I don't know why.
My thing, I meant to ask you that because you got people out here saying Derek Carr should be a Saint. I know you had your rant last week.
No. No.
Oh no! Well, actually, wait a minute. Let me actually go back and find it because it's actually really really funny.
We were supposed to cut that and make that a video.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna cut it still. Oh,
I
let's
left
see.
my laptop and I was supposed to take it and do it in school
Oh,
yesterday and I forgot my laptop
here
at home, but
goes.
it's alright.
Here it goes. I said it would be wild if Carr ever won a Super Bowl somewhere after the Raiders said all this about him, and then someone said, "Yeah, he's going to in New Orleans," and I was like, I wouldn't bank on that. Not with Dennis Allen leading the way." And someone said he's gone next year. They'll hire some 32-year-old offensive genius and make a run since the South is so awful.
Take that, throw it in the bin, right? You go send House for Fields or Lamar, right? And then you go bring in Ben Johnson as your head coach from Detroit, the offensive coordinator in Detroit. You make him your head coach next year after Derek Carr and Dennis Allen. If it happens, they're gonna start 2-5, knowing them, because the Saints are gonna have a lot of issues to start the year next year. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I would be shocked if they don't start terrible. And then that's gonna blow up. Carr will be gone. Whatever. That's. But if they got Fields right, it's gonna be Allen will still probably be gone. You bring in Ben Johnson as your head coach. Dan Orlovsky's your offensive coordinator. Or Drew Brees, but you have to get him to commit to coaching, which is going to be hard.
I feel like he's more committed to Purdue right now, coaching there.
He's not even. That was just like a game, though.
Oh, I thought he was like.
That was like one game. But yeah, so I'd see that. Carr and Allen aren't gonna work. Trust me. Carr and Reich now. See, I trust Frank Reich with Derek Carr more so than I trust Dennis Allen with Derek Carr.
I would agree.
Because Reich knows what cost him in Indy was Matt Ryan and Sam Ellinger. So he could go young quarterback, but then if that young quarterback doesn't pan out,
he wasn't there.
because if that young quarterback don't pan out, right, then you're stuck in mediocrity, and Tepper's got a quick trigger back there. Because he wants to win. So what's got to be going through Reich's mind is, well, he can make quarterbacks work. He made Carson Wentz work in Philly. He extended Phillip Rivers' career when he should have retired when he left San Diego. Was he already in LA? I don't remember. Anyway,
he was in San Diego with the Chargers, and then San Diego gone.
Just ignore that comment. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then you had Carson Wentz back in Indy. Carson Wentz should have made the playoffs, but I can't attribute what happened to him in Jacksonville week 17 that looks set to only him, because Indianapolis has not won in Jacksonville in like 14 years or 15 years at this point.
Makes sense, because probably Peyton was the last one to win there.
Exactly. So I think so. Where I can work magic with non-washed quarterbacks. Even Matt Ryan, was like, but Jonathan Taylor's injury kind of screwed up the Colts a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep that in retrospect too. So you're like, well, if Reich knows what's good for him, he's probably not going to bank on developing a quarterback, because he knows he's on I think a 4-year deal. He's not getting 5 and 6 year deals like what Gannon and Steichen got, right? So you gotta be, what? I'm gonna go get my vet, work with that, and win now, because that defense is good. For me personally, I think the Panthers have the best. I have to give the Panthers the best roster in the NFC South right now, just because they beat the Saints twice and their quarterback threw 50 yards and they still beat them.
I could get with that, because they do.
And also, Reich is the best head coach in the South. They got the best assistant head coach in the South in Jim Caldwell. They got Evero from the Broncos, who's the best defense coordinator in the South. And well, I don't know about Josh McDaniels too much, but compared to the other offensive coordinators in the South, they got the best offensive coordinator in the South too.
Josh McDaniels is in the South?
Not Josh McDaniels, Josh McCown. God.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. I thought he was
wrong Josh MC.
You're good. Panthers best.
Panthers over the Saints? Yes. I got to give them. They beat the Saints twice. I don't trust Dennis Allen. I definitely don't trust Pete Carmichael.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Saints got the best defensive roster. They got the best wide receiver in the South. But Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended 7 games or 6 games guaranteed.
And I feel like he was going to get wasted anyway with that staff.
The staff are already wasting Kamara anyway. Like, you might have the best wide receiver and the best pass rusher, and not even the best, but Cam's all right. But Brian Burns is better than Cam Jordan. You got the best corner in Marshawn. I mean, Tyron's probably the best safety in the South, but like,
you were very upset.
Okay. I am upset with them. All right, Drunk. This is what we're gonna do. Drunk's here, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull up the Saints roster. I'm gonna pull up the Panthers roster, and we're gonna do who you want over. All right, sound good, Drunk? You're gonna roll with me here.
But I do recall you being very upset with Tyrann Mathieu mid-season. You're just like, he's just taking up space at this point and just getting paid.
Okay, I can give Matthew credit. He played better to the end of the year. All right,
Okay.
Saints depth chart. Let me pull up the Panthers depth chart. We're gonna ignore quarterback because both quarterbacks suck. All right, so running back. Kamara's the best running back between the two, right? We can agree on that. But Kamara's gonna be. Michael Thomas is gone.
Kamara, Michael Thomas, Olave,
Dennis
Landry.
Allen shoved Michael Thomas out the door. Landry is on 1 year. Was a 1 year deal. He's gone too. So it's Olave and Shaheed, and then you got DJ Moore. I take Olave and Shaheed over DJ Moore. You got the better tight end. Then that's where it starts to get a little
Like, who do the
between the
Panthers
two
have?
because Ikongwu, that guy they drafted 4th overall or whatever, he's pretty good. How do I get the Panthers depth chart? God damn, I'm not good with it.
Remember, who do the
Carolina
Panthers?
Panthers depth chart. There we go. All right, so we're gonna ignore quarterback, right? Because I mean, Sam Darnold's not gonna be the quarterback, and Andy Dalton probably won't be the quarterback, right?
And Jameis Winston won't be either.
I gotta be realistic. Michael Thomas wants to come back, but Dennis Allen shoving him and Jameis out the door. What am I gonna do about it? What am I gonna do about it, Drunk? Can't do nothing about it. He's literally pushing them out the door. All right, let's do this. DJ Moore, I'll take Olave over DJ Moore. Yeah, Landry's a 1 year. He's gonna go to a contender. He ain't gonna waste his career. I will take the Panthers left tackle over Trevor Penning. Ikem Ekwonu, he was like the 4th overall pick for a reason.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
pretty solid.
Yep.
Brady Christensen, yeah, Andrews Pete's always hurt, so I can't give him that. I will take Eric McCoy over Pat Elfline, or whatever his name is. Maybe Cesar Ruiz over Austin Corbett. I mean, I don't know much about Austin Corbett, to be honest with you.
I would
How many
take
sacks did he give?
I would take Cesar
Ruiz played better this year, so I'll give him Ruiz. I'll give Ruiz, and I'll take Ramczyk over who the hell's there? Taylor Moton. I don't know if he was any good or not.
Ryan Ramczyk.
Now defense. Brian Burns over Cam Jordan. That's right, I said it. Brian Burns is way healthier and way younger, so I'll take. Yeah, they shoving Jameis out the door, sadly. So I'll take Brian Burns over Cam Jordan. I'll take Derek Brown over David Onyemata.
Yep.
Matt Iandis from Washington, now with the Panthers. I'll take him over. I don't even know who's back up. Shy Tuttle. I mean, I'll draft a guy to Matt Iandis. Yeah, like what was his stat? Well, he had 1 sack, so I mean he wasn't that great either. So I'll take Shy Tuttle. What the hell? Yuta Gross Matos. I'll take him over Marcus Davenport. Davenport was god awful. Okay, here's where the fun begins. Marshawn, I'll take him over JC Horn. I'll take Jeremy Chin over Marcus May. I'll take Tyrann Mathieu over Xavier Woods. How was Dante Jackson this year? Anybody know? Like he was good last year, but he wasn't good this year, I don't think. I'll take Galante over him.
Yeah, I'd take
Damian Wilson, I'll take Demario Davis over him. I'll take Frankie Levu over Bradley Roby. And I'll take Shaq Thompson over Pete Warner, even though Pete Warner is pretty damn good. So, I mean, they're pretty similar rosters, but then when you weigh the coaching, like
the coaching in Carolina is a lot better. Okay, you got me. I had no idea who was on the Panthers roster outside of Brian Burns, DJ Moore, and PJ Walker.
I only say the Panthers because they got a better D line, a better left tackle, and a better safety that's not named Tyrann Mathieu. And I mean, they got a better coaching staff.
How many years is Tyrann Mathieu's deal with New Orleans?
3. I think it's really like a 2, but it's structured 3 or something like that. It was like a ghost on that deal.
Interesting. Honestly, I hate to say it, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets dealt when Dennis Allen gets fired.
Well, no, when Dennis Allen gets fired, I think they're going to start selling off the. Well, it's kind of hard because they have a lot of dead cap if they move anybody. Like, if they trade Cam Jordan, it's like $20 million in dead cap.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, Ryan Ramczyk, I think, is like 17 or
For as
15, but that's what to talk about. And then you got Marshawn's like 18 million in dead cap if they moved him, which seems unlike he'll.
For as much noise as Cam Jordan talks, he better retire a Saint. I know that much. He better be a Saint as much as he talks. Because if he does,
I think he will. I don't think they'll move him.
If he
I
does,
think he'll retire first.
If he does not, because I could see, I feel like because him, whether he wins a Super Bowl or not, because he goes so hard for them. He goes so hard for them. Him and his scrotum on his face.
What the hell?
Let me stop. I'm being mean now.
You should probably.
I need to stop. It's not Friday yet.
All right.
Cam Jordan hasn't gotten pressure since.
He had like he led the Saints in sacks this season. I think. I don't even know. Actually, let me check that. I think the Mario Davis actually did.
Yeah, I thought
because the Saints were like top 5 in sacks this year, but God, I think outside of the Mario Davis and Caden Nelson, if you subtract the 2 sacks from the 2 linebackers, they're like bottom 5. I am serious. Like the Mario and Caden Nelson had like 6 sacks apiece.
Well, when you have a defensive-minded guy like Dennis Allen that can help put you in position like that, but can't do jack shit to help your offense, that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got? Anything else for the NFL? Todd Monken as the OC in Baltimore?
Yeah, so what does this mean for Lamar?
And interesting about that, when they were interviewing candidates for offensive coordinator, they did say, it's not a guarantee Lamar is the quarterback next year.
I saw something where it had Anthony Richardson going there.
If that's the case, then Lamar's probably a Falcon, and they take Anthony Richardson with that pick, like number 8.
You would take Richardson top 10? I'm sorry, I just don't think he's.
No, I'm just saying that's what will be the scenario if Richardson is with the Ravens.
I know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't think that Anthony Richardson. I mean, he good, but I don't think that he's like a franchise guy. Honestly, I don't think he is. Now I could be proven. I'd rather just draft a pocket passer than a fake Lamar that I'm not going to pay when times come.
So Tanner McKee. Derek Carr can go Carolina or New York for all I care. Just don't come to New Orleans, please. Thank you.
This guy, Ace is very anti Derek Carr to the Saints.
Derek Carr can't win because of coaching. Can't win with. How do I say this properly? He can't win despite bad coaching. I think that's right. I think that should be right.
What was the statement?
If he has bad coaching, he won't win. Let me rephrase it like that.
Jennifer, what was the statement that the Raiders
made
to him? The Raiders said that he wasn't tough enough.
Yeah, he can't play in the cold.
Anthony Richardson, not like that, bro. Had a couple moments. He'll be in the USFL, but I actually believe that. I believe that. If he'll be. I really do. I genuinely believe he is Tim Tebow 2.0. I really do. Same style and everything. The only difference is both of them did have Dan Mullen in a sense. Only thing is, Tebow had Dan Mullen for his whole entire time at Florida. Anthony Richardson had him for maybe 3 years? No, not 3 years. 2 years. So it's like they still have the same tendencies. Heck, Dak has the same tendencies to an extent. Only Dak throws the ball better than Tim Tebow. Anthony Richardson isn't ready, man. He should have stayed at Florida. I agree. And I think the reason he left was because
I hate tofu drunk.
Carr
Like,
in the
I do not like tofu.
five. Derek Carr is like tofu. He'll just fit and become the culture wherever he goes.
I don't like tofu.
You just don't want that man to be a saint. What that
No,
man?
I don't like tofu anyway.
What if he become a saint and they start winning, and they get to the playoffs?
More power to him. I'll just eat krill. I don't care.
I mean,
I doubt it will happen though. I don't think it will happen.
I think the Jets, if they go anywhere with quarterback, they go Aaron Rodgers and then they make Zach Wilson the backup for a few years, then let him learn. I don't think he goes there. Carolina
If
possibility.
Aaron Rodgers, if Devontae somehow him and Aaron like so tight, like Devontae said, "Hey, Vegas, you better bring in Aaron or I'm gone."
Oh, they're throwing all the money they can at Aaron Rodgers at that point. All the
But
money
Aaron Rodgers might not want to go to Vegas because that'll be too close to his family in California.
too close to us. Derek Carr is better
Remember,
than.
him and his family got major beef. Remember, like he split with his family big time.
I did not know that. I did see that's that Housewives VH1 type stuff. I don't be paying attention to. Somebody please take Aaron Rodgers out back and put him down. I'm telling you, dude. You know he's gone on his little
Dark trip.
his little nature walk, and he probably had a bunch of LSD and acid and marijuana and stuff, and just focused and thought about should I go back to Green Bay or should I go somewhere else? That's what he probably did, and but I think Devontae Adams could probably throw a word in and try to sway him to come to Vegas, or I think he probably goes to the Jets. That's what I think is going to happen. Derek Carr, though, yeah, definitely. I'm feeling Carolina or New Orleans.
Better not be that second thing he said. Bro, if Rodgers goes to the Jets, he's just coming far all the way. Like,
I agree. I don't want to see Rodgers outside of Packers uniform. It's honestly it's gonna feel weird because it's because think about how you felt when
Brady came to the Bucks.
No,
I
not
don't say
even.
Brady to the Bucks.
I was
Brady
gonna
to
say
the Bucks took a while, a second.
Well, honestly, that is one. Another one was when Brett Favre became a Viking, that felt very weird, and then because that was a division rival, that's what that made that even weirder. And then even when Peyton first became a Bronco at first, that was brand new.
It took a second.
It took a set. It did. So but definitely above all, Brett Favre when he became a Viking. So if Rodgers were to leave and become a Jet, it would feel very out of place. But for some reason, to me, him in a Raiders uniform would not feel out of place. Oddly enough, it's weird. It is weird. Timing matters so much that Rodgers leaving last year would have made sense. Now it's just yeah. Honestly, it would have. I honestly
He
thought
should have went to Denver.
he should have, because I think that would have. I think him going to Denver would have sped up the process to put Sean Payton in that head coaching chair. Because I think
No, because Nathaniel Hackett. Remember, Rodgers wanted Hackett to be a head coach. And that's why they hired Hackett, but then Rodgers changed his mind. He went back to Green Bay. So they were stuck with Hackett and no Rodgers.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I got you.
So
now.
Peyton would have been somewhere else.
Probably in Dallas, maybe. Probably.
Nah, but Joe's going to be a Bengal for life, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be a Bengal for life. It's a matter of, with that, it's...
His contract's going to be under... I'm saying it right now. Joe Burrow's contract will be under $30 million a year. He will take a pay cut for that team.
I think he would, too, because he realizes what he has. He's going to think like Brady. He's not going to try to take the big time check. He's going to be a team guy to try to work it out to get a ring. But I do think either Boyd or Higgins won't be there long term.
No,
Jamal
I think
there.
no. If Cincinnati was smart, they would take their first round pick this year and their second round pick and take T. Higgins and go give Minnesota a call for a guy whose name is Justin Jefferson and say, hey, we'll give you T. Higgins, a first and a second. Give me Justin. Y'all ain't gonna pay him anyway. Bet you Justin takes a pay cut to go play with Joe and Jamar.
He would. I think he would because that's
I bet you Jamar would take a pay cut, and I bet you Joe Burrow would take a pay cut to play with each other again. Good grief! Talk
they
about shit right
would.
there.
They would, and it would be a scary trio for the rest of the league. It would be a very scary trio. And Justin Jefferson is a piece that I think can get them over the top, along with Tyler Boyd playing wide receiver 3. Not to mention, plus the damage they could do in the draft.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Joe Mixon got to keep himself out of trouble, but Joe Mixon, I don't know if Joe Mixon should be a long-term running back for them. There's enough running backs in this draft; they should probably take one.
They likely will. They're going to address it, I feel. They need to get more offensive line help. They need to get oh my gosh, what's his name? Not God, what is his name?
Who?
Oh, he got hurt. He signed a deal there. He left Tampa.
Collins. Oh no, Kappa. No, was it
Yeah,
Kappa?
Alex. They got to get Alex Kappa. They got to get him healthy. I think that they were banking on him to be healthy long term and stuff, and he wasn't because he didn't even play the AFC Championship. So I think they got to get him healthy. They got to get more of the offensive line healthy and everything. I would still be drafting linemen to protect Burrow. To be honest with you, I've been a Joe Mixon hater since the beginning, but him versus the Bills was something special.
Him versus the Chiefs for all 28 yards was something special.
Joe Mixon basically had 70 yards with a long of 30 a game.
That's generous. Joe Mixon more like 50 yards with a long of 40, and the rest are just 1-yard carries.
You are rough. You are rough. Golly. Man.
Fine, if you want to say 70, it's 70 with a long of 50.
Sheesh.
And it's like 20 carries. So the rest of the carries for the last 20 yards are like 1 yard a carry.
Oh my goodness, dude. All right, come on. Let's swing it on over to college basketball now. So right away we have a scandal in college basketball, which was very, very wild. So what happened? Okay, we got it down. Okay, so what happened was the Western Athletic Conference, or the WAC as you want to put it, they have they forfeited all of New Mexico State's games because of suspected hazing by New Mexico State's fired head coach. Oh my goodness, I can't even see his name on the bottom ticker coming across. But yeah, fired because of suspected hazing. New Mexico State University Chancellor backs the AD after hoops shut down. So they've actually shut down all of it, basically. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Yeah, they shut it all down. Oh man, they're not even playing games.
Oh, that's an interesting take somebody said from a Bears reporter. I'm going off topic. I just saw this on my phone. They said
Greg Pierre.
if the Bears, huh?
Greg Pierre, that's the name of the coach. He's fired for allegations of hazing within his program.
Okay, so that's what I was saying. So a Bears reporter said if the Bears don't entertain trading Fields and drafting their own guy, then the current GM is gonna be admitting that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy drafted the right guy. And Bears fans hate those two guys.
They actually just bought some property too. I heard they're leaving out of Soldier.
Yeah, they're gonna be getting a new stadium. Fields wants to play in a dome, so If that's an outdoor stadium, feels dull. All right, back to college basketball. We got some hazing going on in New Mexico State.
Yeah, basically, Greg Kier is, fired for hazing claims of hazing within the basketball program. The WAC has basically suspended New Mexico State's the rest of the games, so they're going to forfeit every game from here on out. Season's over essentially.
Wow. So what was involved in the hazing?
Okay, so what we've got here. The Chancellor of New Mexico State expresses his confidence in athletic director Mario Mosia on Wednesday, less than a week after the school's most high-profile sports program was shut down for what the chancellor said was a culture of bad behavior, egregious violations of the student code of conduct, and other despicable acts. At a news conference, he was confident that the behavior that led to the cancellation of the season and the firing of head coach Greg Kier was not reflective of the athletic department or the school overall.
Comments.
He was speaking less than 24. Didn't Joe Mixon hold a woman at gunpoint in the offseason?
No, they said that was fake. They said that was like a fake claim or something like that in Buffalo.
So, firing him, his program was sunk by a pair of scandals.
I gotta. He's playing at 16.
To be honest, they're a basketball program, but damn, that's messed up.
Let me find out.
Let me find out. Running suicides is hazing in 2023. Honestly, the way parents are nowadays, everybody's so sensitive.
That probably would be considered hazing.
Dude, it's
By the way, some breaking news going on. Rex Ryan is the leading head coach, defensive coordinator candidate for Sean Payton in the Denver Broncos.
That makes sense. They're best friends.
Yeah, Sean and Rob did not end well though.
We're entering this era, I guess, now where we're taking TV guys and putting them in coaching positions. Which Sean Payton deserves it. He does. But Rex Ryan's been out the game for a little minute now. Let's stay up to date. But yeah, let's continue here. Let's see. The latest was hazing allegations reported to campus police by a player who said 3 teammates ganged up on him and attacked him in the team locker room. That came on top of a fatal shooting of a student at rival University of New Mexico in November. Surveillance video of the shooting shows New Mexico State player Mike Peakey being shot at by that student, then responding by shooting the student as they ran through an apartment parking lot. Peak has been suspended from school but not charged in the incident. Jeez, okay, yeah, this is just messy. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I need to go any further.
Bad, huh? Send me the link.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'm going to send you the link. This is insane. Is
it as bad as what happened in Louisville?
I would say so. If it's guns involved and to this degree, it's pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead.
But it's New Mexico. Like, what the hell? You guys are gonna be hazing anybody for in New Mexico?
Honestly, you'd be surprised, dude. Hazing goes on way more than you think, man. It is, well, in Florida at least, we can say it is a felony that can get you
a
sentence.
See, Florida don't got as much hazing as much as they got neo-Nazis going on in frat clubs.
You'd be
USF.
You'd be surprised how much hazing happens, but yeah, it's also that going on and stuff too. So, yeah. But the other thing too was Don Staley. I don't know if you saw it on Super Bowl Sunday. Don Staley in South Carolina, they handled business against LSU. Early, they took that game away from LSU, and LSU just quite frankly found themselves trailing and trying to crawl back into the game shortly thereafter. So now I present this to you.
I started watching women's college basketball when UConn had that run in like 2014 to like 2017 era, where they straight up just dominated. Then Notre Dame had a little run, LSU had their run, and then South Carolina's I think been since 2019 they've been rocking.
Notre Dame's been like that pest that I think they
Notre Dame. they just be hanging around in the background, and then they'll just come out of nowhere. Like not like come out of nowhere, but they'll come in and steal it from like a UConn, an Oregon, or an LSU or South Carolina.
So, as the current rankings stand right now in women's college basketball, it's South Carolina, Indiana, wow, Stanford at number 3, Utah at number 4, LSU only slid down to they slid down 2 spots to number 5. UConn is at 6. Rounding out the top 10 at 6, at 7 you got Iowa, 8 Maryland, 9 is Duke women's basketball, and then 10 is Notre Dame. So it's a pretty interesting list. Pretty interesting. I like it though. I think it's safe to say too. Dion's daughter is going to be joining a 20-5 Colorado team who's ranked 21st in the country. Did he? Oh wait, no. I thought he froze. Oh, whoops.
No, I'm looking at what Bears fans think Justin Fields is worth. I'm distracted.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. But yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I will say the women's tournament is always usually about as interesting as the men's. Sometimes even more interesting because the buildup of it and everything.
The women has the build up, but you generally know which at least
Oh, yeah.
guaranteed 2 teams or 3 teams are going to be in it. Like LSU's probably going to make the Elite Eight. Notre Dame's going to be Sweet 16 at worst. You're going to have UConn and South Carolina in the Final Four, give or take most years.
Honestly, from what it seems like, from what it looks like this year, it wouldn't surprise me if we got, say, like a South Carolina, UConn, Indiana, and Stanford. And then maybe UConn, by some miracle, takes down Indiana, and then South Carolina takes down Stanford, and then we get a South Carolina UConn game, something like that. You know how it goes. Which honestly, looking at these records, I'm actually intrigued because I'm actually gonna I really want to watch this tournament unfold. And then honestly too, on the other side, you have the men from Alabama at number 1. So they're already talking about giving Alabama a number 1 seed.
Yeah, they say Brandon Miller and Nick Smith leading the charge over there. I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around Bama being that good in college basketball. I don't know why, but my brain's just programmed for them to be like, they're kind of mid to above average sometimes, not elite.
They've come away since the Avery Johnson days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think it was.
But yeah, I mean, do I think they're gonna win? I mean, I give them a better shot to win than Gonzaga.
I give them a better shot than Kentucky right now.
Oh, and Kentucky's been bad for the last 4 years.
It's that one and done thing, man. It hurt. One and done hurt Kentucky. I would say.
Kentucky hasn't been good since the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Kevin Knox days.
Facts, because that was the last time they went pretty far.
Mm-hmm. Duke was still good in their last year with Coach K. They made Final Four with Paolo. But, I mean, UNC's been hanging around still, but we gotta see what Davis does. So, it's like the Blue Blood schools aren't running the show anymore. You're seeing Virginia's, the Houston's, I don't know if Texas Tech is as they were.
The 3 highest ranked Blue Bloods are, well, I don't even know if you can call the third one a Blue Blood, but actually you got a couple Blue Bloods in here. The highest ranked Blue Blood is UCLA at number 4, Kansas at 5, Texas at...
Texas ain't a Blue Blood for basketball.
Well, there's 6. Virginia is number 7.
Baylor. Man, the last good player to come out of Texas was Jared Allen, and that was 2017.
Was it? I was gonna say Kevin Durant, but
Kevin Durant too. Well, Kevin Durant is a different tier of good player, but I'm just talking like above, at least average to above average NBA player. I can't tell you a single player outside of Jared Allen and Kevin Durant who's still in the NBA from Texas, doing something.
Fair.
We got you, Ashton. Hot topics probably would be that section, I guess.
It will
Then
be.
weren't we breaking those trades? We did break a couple of those trades, I think. Or we recapped a couple of them last week, I think.
We did, and we know we can actually swing on over to it right now.
We
So
got you, Ashton. We'll do it now. All right, Ashton. Well, first, what was your favorite trade? And then we'll talk. We'll just put that as a starting point, Ashton.
yeah,
Because I mean, there was a lot of trades that went down. I mean, Kevin Durant, the D'Lo trade, uh, even Mikal Bridges going back to Brooklyn's looking pretty good for them right now. Uh, man, who am I forgetting? Mo Bamba, man. I mean, Jakob Poeltl, that worked out for Toronto. James Wiseman, Gary Payton, Sadiq Bey trade, Kevin Knox in that one included. But I mean, we know about Kevin Knox already. Trying to think. Those are the four off the top of my head. Am I missing? I'm missing a couple of them, but like,
yeah. You had Kevin Durant get traded. You had Kyrie get traded. Kevin
oh yeah,
Knox.
Kyrie. But Kyrie wasn't the actual date of the deadline, but like, uh, Jakob Poeltl, I said that. D'Lo said that. Patrick Beverly getting cut. That was in the Obama trade. Oh yeah, Juancho. I think it was not Juancho Hernan Gomez. One of them Hernan Gomez or whatever to the Clippers. Bones Highland to the Clippers. That looking pretty good for them right now. Kawhi's all the way back, by the way. Kawhi's back into top 5 player in the NBA type player.
Fair enough. You know something that's interesting is like every time I talk to people about the Kings being third in the West, people are just so shocked. They have the same exact reaction.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap my head around that too. But Sabonis, that's Sabonis in the regular season though. He'll get you the numbers good enough for you to win games and get you in the playoffs, and then add that with Fox. They're finally making the playoffs, but do I think they're going to win a first round series? Probably not. Let's see. If they're the 3 seed, that means they're playing the 6 seed, right? Who will they play? They would play the Mavericks right now. I'll take Mavericks in that series.
Ooh, that would be a good series, though. That'd be a good series.
Wait, let me think about that. Who would guard Sabonis? They need Maxi Kleber back ASAP. Dallas, I mean. They need Kleber back. Right now, if the playoffs were to start,
My favorite trade was getting.
Westbrook is an interesting case. Is an interesting case because I think if for what's best for him, it should be going to the Clippers. But what's best for his family is probably getting the hell out of LA entirely and going to like Miami or Chicago. Or actually, what's best for his family is probably going back to Washington because people loved him there.
Jazz. Interesting.
Well, yeah, but he's gonna get buyout. He's gonna get bought out.
Yeah. See, the thing
So
is,
right now it's between the Clippers, Bulls, Heat, and Wizards. So like, if biggest impact he could probably do, like what's best for him, is probably teaming back up with Paul George
there
with
is
the
an
Clippers because
there is an interesting article that says he would be interested in returning to the Wizards.
yeah, I like him back with the Wizards because the Wizards loved him. Like the fans, they never hated really on him, and he'd be a good fit back with Beal and Kuzma. But like, well, dude, the Wizards want to bring him back because at that point you're like, hey, okay. But then you also got to remember, I think the Wizards are like the 9th seed right now. No, they're the 10th seed. They're one game back behind the Raptors, who are
All
the
right,
9th seed, and they're
let's
2
say
games back from the Hawks at the 8.
let's say he goes to a contender. His best bet as far as going to a contender right now would be Miami.
Clippers. Nah, I'd say it's Clippers.
Or yeah, there's the Clippers too, who's at this 5
The
seed.
Clippers are more loaded than the Heat. But then you also have to deal with the Western Conference.
Exactly. See, that was my other thing too, because I was thinking like if he wants to run to the East where there's less competition, and really his only competition would truly be Giannis and the Bucks, and then you got the Celtics.
Celtics don't phase me. I'm not moved by the Celtics because I'm a fan right here, and they beat the Celtics. So, like, I think the Celtics are very beatable compared to other teams who
Haven't they
can't
beaten
beat
the Celtics
Celtics.
multiple times, 3 times. Yeah. See,
But see, it's also because of matchups. Like, if you watch Orlando, they match up really well against Tatum and Brown, right? Because they have wing defenders. Orlando, they are a bunch of 6'7", 6'9", to 6'7" to 6'10" guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anybody over 7 feet who can actually defend. Bull 7 feet, but that guy cannot defend for his life. Like, he can't see pick and roll. He can't go and cover a guy cutting or anything like that. And he can't bounce with a big center or power forward who's actually built. While the Magic are a bunch of guys who are 6'10s who are getting bullied by guys who can beat you in the paint, which is why they keep losing to guys like Porzingis, Sabonis, Jakob Poeltl last night looking like prime Shaq and Kareem.
Did we talk about
Had a
it?
baby child.
Promise the Heat ain't make no moves to get better.
No, we didn't. The Heat not making moves. Yeah, they want to trade Duncan Robinson, but the problem is ain't nobody want Duncan Robinson because Duncan Robinson's garbage and he has a terrible contract. So they're kind of stuck.
I'm looking at this.
And
Right.
Kyle Lowry's actually trash. So, like, I mean, you gotta just get what you're working with.
I will say, you know who's been very quiet? Honestly, he's just been putting in his own amount of work and stuff, and been loyal to his team since day one. Hasn't left or anything. Damian Lillard.
Yeah, it's probably because they're shooting up guys with Toradol every day. Gary Payton.
See, you didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to. Oh man! All right. So one
But
thing.
I would say this: if Anthony Simons is out for over a couple of extended period of time, yeah, the Blazers might want to just wrap it up and tank. Do they underpick this year? I think they do actually.
I can never keep up
I don't
with
think
the picks because everyone always gets traded after like the first 3 picks.
Yeah, so like I think because Simons is a big part of that. I don't think Dame is gonna be able to carry them. They're only a game behind the Jazz right now for that play-in spot. But then you're like, well, do you want to be stuck in mediocrity if Simons is out, or do you want to just go add another piece to build around Dame? So like,
Yeah,
you got that.
they are close.
But I'll say this: I am not fazed by the Suns at all. I'm not moved by them.
Even with KD.
With KD, yes, but see, there's one problem with the Suns. They're very reliant on Chris Paul as their point guard. Chris Paul is 37 years old. He had a 19 assist game last night. Yada yada yada. Point guard's back. Yeah, trust me. When he gets into a 7-game series with playoff physicality, you think Chris Paul's body's gonna hold up?
No, he's not. No.
2 guys. Their 2 best. Well, 2 out of the 3 best players are 2 guys over 34 with major injury issues. Now,
Dame Lillard ain't gonna be a Hall of Famer if he stays in Portland. Like,
yeah, he's made it to the Western Conference Finals, albeit he did get swept. But like, Dame is loyal. You don't see that in guys too often, or people in that matter that often.
that's true. So, like I said, you got to give him credit. You got to give him credit for that to do, but he does have a point. But my thing, Portland needs to try to build something around him. They got to. If he's being loyal to them, they got to be loyal to him. Or yeah, if he's being loyal to them, they got to do the same in return and help him out. Honestly.
By the way, one guy who I think is pretty much a lock to be gone this year is James Harden. I think he's gone. He ain't staying in Philly.
I haven't heard.
Philly hates him. Philly fans actually hate him because he doesn't like the Eagles or the Phillies, and he rooted against both teams, like both of them, in the big, like the World Series and the Super Bowl.
When they both
Yeah,
lost.
Philly fans aren't happy with him, and they both lost. James Harden picked the winners, and they're mad with him. Philly fans don't like him.
Oh,
I'd be surprised to see where he goes though. That would be an interesting one.
All right. Another thing we got this weekend too is before we wrap this thing up,
Daytona 500. Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon.
That's your best memory.
That's the only memories of Daytona 500.
Wow, geez.
I haven't watched NASCAR since Jeff Gordon retired.
Honestly, it's the sad truth. That's why I can honestly say my main memories and takeaways from that is because I used to watch it and stuff. 'Cause, I mean, a lot of people say it's like watching paint dry. It's pretty boring. It's not that boring when you look at the ins and outs and the details and stuff. Because you got to be like, because you think about it, you're like, oh, is the car too hot? Is the car too cold? Every now and again, you may get a big crash or somebody has to.
Oh yeah, Flash. Round of applause being the only one to pick the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yay! I didn't think Mahomes was gonna get shot up with steroids to be able to play, but I was looking right at the beginning because I'm like, well, I'll take the Eagles because I'm not sure about Mahomes' ankles. Yeah, little did I know the Chiefs were gonna just shoot him full of painkillers and steroids to make him play.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Flash.
Yeah, but honestly, I gotta say, looking back on it, the memory I have of the Daytona 500 is always the Rainbow Warriors, like Jeff Gordon's team. Where is he? He's somewhere around here.
He's somewhere in the world. Busy with school, I guess. I don't know. He's
But
got conflicting interests at the same time frame as the last give, so the last give got put on the shelf
yeah, for now, it'll
first
be back.
semester.
It'll be back.
Eventually.
It'll be back. But yeah,
When? We don't know.
but
Back to NASCAR.
yeah, definitely. I will say my memory of that is Rainbow Warriors, Jeff Gordon's team going against Dale Earnhardt Senior's team because it was like they used to say the Rainbow Warriors because that's like how Dale Earnhardt used to portray him because like his fire suit was like just you know basically all the colors of the rainbow and stuff, and then Dale Earnhardt's was just all black, and it was like a young versus old type thing and stuff. So like it was a good little rivalry, and the two had like a mutual respect where like they would wreck each other, but it was always this race that was like the big deal because this race is the one that kind of it makes careers, which is rare because you never have a big race like that the opening week. So this is the race that Jimmy Johnson's career took off with. This is the race where Carl Edwards his career took off with. A lot of guys. I'm still hoping to see Bubba Wallace pull out a win at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 years ago, Daytona had a wild finish where it was like a 6-hour rain delay. The race didn't end till like 12 o'clock at night. And Ryan
Everything I
Newman,
remember that one. Yeah.
yeah, Ryan Newman got flipped over last year, and he spent the night in the hospital.
Yep.
But yeah,
What we got? Daytona's 500 Dawn. Draymond saying the Warriors are lacking the will on defense. Well, I mean, y'all, what do we traded Wiseman and didn't take Sadiq Bey because you want to save cap? Essentially, you save like $10 million trading away Wiseman in the luxury tax. So I mean, okay, I guess. We got anything else? Hockey. Yeah, Lightning beat the Avalanche twice this in less than a week. Braden Point showing, yeah, bud, we would have won the Stanley Cup if I played. He had like 4 points total, or 3 points in the 2 games.
they'll be back. Don't worry, they'll be back.
Avalanche, I don't even think the Avalanche are getting out of the first round this year. They have a lot of issues. It's crazy because the Avalanche having the injuries. So what happens with hockey? That's a long season, and then you have a hard physical grind to get to the Stanley Cup, right? They won the Stanley Cup. They had a short off season, spent most of it partying. Now the injuries are piling up on them, and it just goes to show how the hell how impressive it is for the Lightning to go 3 times in a row
Exactly.
and are still good 4th time.
This is why experience matters, and this is why I think the Lightning are going to be back in it again. It would not.
I think they're gonna be back. I think they're making the 4th time. Because, I mean, Tarasenko to the Rangers, I guess, helps them out on the wing, but like, it don't move me.
Did they get rid of the guy from the Dallas Stars? I forget his name. Did they get rid of the guy that they got from the Dallas Stars? I
The
forget his
Rangers?
name. No, the guy they got from the Dallas Stars, the guy that was like a curse to
Ooh,
every
who got from the
the,
Dallas
the
Stars?
lightning guy.
Oh, Corey Perry. Yeah, there is still curse at that point if you're talking about him.
Yeah, wait, so they moved him though?
No, he's still there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, well, you know what? We'll just have a little prayer service and then we'll see what happens.
You need an exorcism. Give me a cross. Hold it up.
You know what we need to do is we probably need to get like some oil and just like pour it on the grounds at Amalie Arena, and we'll see what happens. This
No,
actually
we just
reminded
need
me,
to keep Raiden point wrapped in bubble wrap for the whole playoffs.
I need to go to Hat Tricks, the bar down there, and go check it out. Actually, go watch a hockey game on TV.
Hmm.
But folks, that's gonna do
Speaking
it
of
for
which,
us. I mean,
Valley Sports went out. It's going out of business, bankruptcy.
already?
Yeah, bring back Fox Sports Florida.
Can we just get? Yeah, no, really. That way we can watch Rays games with ease and not have to. Oh, geez. Actually, Lightning are playing right now. 20 shots against 6 against
Yeah,
the
they're
air.
playing the Coyotes. That game's gonna be boring as hell.
Actually, yeah, this will be light work. But yeah. So yeah, folks, that's gonna do it for us this evening. Good job, Ace.
Yep,
We covered a lot of stuff.
nice
And
long episode, an hour and a half. We talked about the Eagles, talked about the Chiefs, we talked about the Saints and Panthers, talked about Derek Carr, talked about Aaron Rodgers, talked about college basketball. FAMU shooting 38% from the field and 68% from the free throw line. Daytona 500. New Mexico State having action, even though they should definitely not be having action. But prayers out again for Michigan State people over there. Felt
yes,
bad for Michigan State when I found out they had a kid from Parkland who survived the Parkland shooting, had to go deal with the same shit again. Like prayers out to that guy, bro. That's gotta be a
what was
rough
that?
5 years.
6 yeah, six
5 years.
5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, prayers for that guy. Prayers out for Michigan State, all the people affected by that. But yeah, talk to NBA, talk to some NHL, women's and men's college basketball. Pretty entertaining tonight.
We
Shout
fulfilled
out
it.
Drunken Ashton as always for the comment section. If you're on Twitter, man, you gotta come up and hit up the. I post a link in the Twitter. You gotta come up and hit up the comment section over here. It's kind of fun.
We gotta
But
start
yeah,
posting.
be your friend. Be your friend. Tell friend, like, share, subscribe. See you next week. I don't know what we'll
Yeah.
talk about next week. Hopefully something happens.
We'll find something. We always find something. Take care.
Mm-hmm.